Okay, so folks, it's here. The all-new Xiaomi Mi Pad 5 Pro. The newest contender that is supposed to kind of shake up the pro segment of the tablet industry. These are going to be my first impressions and also my initial review of this baby right here. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, let's go old school like I used to do and keep this video very well structured. Starting off with the design, I am impressed. Now, there are two colors available for the Mi Pad 5 Pro, and they are black and white, as opposed to three colors for the regular Pad 5 or Mi Pad 5, which includes green, black, and white. And in my specific case, I went for the all black that you see here, keeping it pretty traditional. Now, at first glance, in my opinion, I think the name of the game for Xiaomi was to make it blend as much as possible as any other mid-range or premium tablet currently available on the market. Because when you look at it pretty close, you can see that they've done a really good job at making it look and also feel as premium as many of the other premium tablets that you will find out there. Maybe a little too much, as a matter of fact, because it does look a little too familiar. Nevertheless, there is a nice level of density, kind of slash weight to it, but it stays very portable at the same time. I would say it's pretty sleek overall. You have these flat sides here all around the tablet, mimicking kind of that same look or that exact look and feel of an iPad Air 4 or an iPad Pro like I just showed you, along with your typical or your usual suspects. So you would have the power button at the top there, which by the way can be used to unlock the tablet also at the same time. So it does have a fingerprint scanner embedded in that power button, just like it was the case with the, or just like it is the case with the iPad Air 4. On the same side, you do have two speaker grills, and across from that, so at the bottom of the tablet there, you do have two additional speaker grills. And this makes it a total of 4 speaker grills, but the tablet itself actually has a total of 8 individual speakers. And I would have to say that so far they are actually pretty impressive. You also do have mics around the tablet, and I almost forgot it also does support Dolby Atmos. At the bottom here still is where you will find the USB Type-C port that can be used for charging, but it does not seem to be able to push out video signal. And finally, on the left hand side here, you will have the 3 keyboards connector pins, because there is an official keyboard for the Mi Pad 5 Pro, which I will order also. Now, going to the back of the tablet here, it does have a pretty smooth finish with kind of a matte texture here. Now, there's also this very clean Xiaomi logo or Xiaomi writing on this part of the tablet, and at the top, of course, we do have a dual camera module. Now, just a heads up here, at this point of the video, I'm going to be covering specs. Also, if this is your first time visiting, well, welcome to the channel, of course, or welcome to the family. I'm certainly hoping that you are enjoying the content so far, and if you are, I truly appreciate that. Please do me a huge favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. It's a tremendous boost to this channel here, and of course that's going to be your way of joining the family. Again, I truly appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into specs here, and I want to start off still with that camera module that we were just talking about here. So on the Wi-Fi model, which is the one that I have here, you will find a 13 megapixel main sensor and a 5 megapixel depth sensor, and on the front of the tablet you will find a selfie camera, which is going to be an 8 megapixel sensor. Now, staying on that same front, the screen here is an 11 inches IPS display, and the resolution is 1600 by 2560, so pretty much matching a few of the tablets that we've reviewed on the channels before. You know, if you've been following the channel for a while, it does support 120 hertz refresh rate, which is a very good thing. Of course, you also do have that support for Dolby Vision, HDR10, and all that good stuff. So far it's been pretty good. I haven't encountered any hiccups with that display, but of course I will continue to test. But let's go ahead and talk about the meat of things. You know, the reason, or one of the reasons why so many people are falling in love with this tablet, or fell in love with this tablet as soon as it released. And I'm talking, of course, about the platform. It is loaded with a Snapdragon 870, so clocked a tiny bit ahead of the Galaxy Tab S7 lineup. And this particular model that I have here is coupled with 6 gigs of RAM, and that'll be for the base model, so 6 gigs of RAM. It is also loaded with 128 gigs of internal storage, but this is non-expandable. But of course, there are a couple or a few options available with this, right? So you could go for either the base model, 128 gigs of internal storage with 6 gigs of RAM, or you can go for the next tier, which would be 256 gigs of internal storage along with 6 gigs of RAM. And there's an additional one, there's another option, which is also 256 gigs of internal storage, and this time you have 8 gigs of RAM. Now, in terms of performance, I've been, impressed by what's being offered here, but at the same time, I was kind of expecting it, and that'll be because of the specs, right? Based off of the specs that this machine is loaded with, you kind of expect that type of performance. It has very smooth navigation and super smooth scrolling, so that 120 Hz refresh rate is really coming in handy and is very noticeable. The screen quality is pretty good, and you can tell that it's a pretty well calibrated IPS display, very well worked on. You do get a pretty nice color contrast on here, so watching videos, movies, and all that good stuff is very enjoyable so far, and gaming also is just as good as you would expect from something like the Galaxy Tab S7 or any of the other Pro tablets. Everything is running pretty smooth. Now, as far as battery goes, of course, I'm going to need a little bit more testing because I've had a tablet just for a little over a day, so I'm going to make sure to test that out some more before I come to you with my full take on the battery. But so far, it seems to be pretty good. You're likely going to be able to finish a day with it, but then again, it's pretty subjective, right? So it's all going to depend on your type of usage. Either way, the battery itself is an 8600 milliamp, so it's pretty sizable battery. In fact, slightly larger than what you would find on the Galaxy Tab S7, although from what I remember, the Tab S7 seemed to last maybe a little bit longer than this. But then again, like I said, I've only had this thing for a day. I'm going to get to test it out and come to you with my full take on battery alone. And the last thing I want to add on the battery is that it is fast charge capable and can support fast charge at up to 67 watt, which is actually pretty neat. Now, speaking of charge, you don't actually even get a charger with this model here. And by that, I mean the unit that I got here, which is the Chinese version. I got neither a wall adapter nor a USB cable, nothing. I really got nothing. Just the tablet in the box and just a guide. So tablet and guide, that is pretty much all you get from this really thin box. Oh, I did get a USB Type-C to 3.5 millimeter adapter. So for those who want a headphone jack, this would be a replacement for that. Which is also the other reason I didn't really make an unboxing video, right? Because there's nothing to unbox. There's the tablet. You open the box, it's just the tablet and the paper. But my understanding is that during the global release, people who are in Europe or wherever the Mi Pad 5 Pro is going to be released, those people are likely going to get the accessories, meaning the wall adapter, USB cable, and all that good stuff. But then again, the one released for the Chinese market, like the one that I have here, although mine seems to have shipped from Hong Kong, but either way, it seems to have been made for mainland China. So for that particular type, it will come without any accessories. So that's just the say that's going around, and don't quote me on that, but that's the say that's going around. Anyway, so these were my first impressions and kind of my initial review of the Xiaomi Mi Pad 5 Pro here, and I just presented you with kind of the high level stuff that this tablet has to offer. I haven't done any type of critical analysis, if I can call it that, but in my full review, of course, I'm going to try to be as objective as possible, based off my personal experience as I use the tablet, and give you my full take. In any case, I certainly hope that you found this video informative. Make sure to like, of course, and be on the lookout for that full review of the Mi Pad 5 Pro here when I drop it. And make sure to do so also to be on the lookout by making sure that you are subscribed and that you have hit the notification bell so that as soon as I drop it, you'll be aware of it. Also, hit me up with all of your questions or things that you would like for me to test out on this tablet. Make sure to put those in the comment section. If you know anyone who will be interested in this type of device or this specific device, of course, make sure to share the video with them. I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I always do, of course. I'm also going to catch you in the next video, and up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.